Hey there guys, Jordan here, back with another reaction video, and it's going to be another death battle, and this death battle is going to be Among Us versus Fall Guys. Okay, so I have been hearing a lot about Among Us, and although I haven't heard much about Fall Guys, and I've never played either of those games, but this could be nice for me to learn about, and I am looking forward to which of these particular franchises will win in this death battle. So I'm going to keep a complete open mind about what's to come for here. Alright then, without further delay, let's get to reacting. Alright, and let's begin.
The year was 2020. The long wait as we all experienced the most viral sensation in recent years. It was Among Us!
Guys, was the biggest news that year. He's with
Okay.
that boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, first up, Among
In
Us.
the lonely dark of space, aboard a malfunctioning vessel, a peculiar crew of bean-shaped astronauts must work together to save their souls from a quiet demise.
Tons of
Okay.
stuff could go wrong at any moment, and it's up to these colorful clowns to fix it.
Very
Impressive,
well.
since their spacesuits don't seem to have any arms.
Oh, that's not actually a suit, that's just how they are.
Wait, what? Ew.
Oh.
Why?
More on that later. The task...
Okay then. Alright, background. Classification: alien being. Height 3'6", 107 centimeters. Weight 92 pounds. Comes in 18 marketable colors. They reproduce asexually. Likes, vents, lies, sussy bakas. Dislikes, vents, lies, sussy bakas. Reportedly good friends with Fall Guys. Okay, so I guess that's the background for the Among Us characters. Gotta be honest, it's not really that impressive, since all you have to do is try to look for which of them is an imposter, and there's also the option to play as the imposter. So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much for me to talk about for here, but it's nice to get a refresher at least.
they undertake to save their ship require varying degrees of difficulty and skill. It may not take much to reconnect some wires in the cafeteria, but it certainly does to clear asteroids when your ship is moving faster than light.
If that's not a suit, then why do they have a cafeteria when they don't have a mouth?
At any point, these creatures must draw from medical training, electrical skills, and mechanical know-how.
Okay, but it's total chaos, so teamwork is key. They gotta spread out and trust that while they're all swiping cards, they have each other's backs.
Okay.
Well, success is always uncertain, as though fate has placed some external force that stands between this species and their survival.
There's an imposter among them. I mean, among us, but not us, though. Right, Wiz? Right?
For the ninth time, I'm not an imposter.
That's just what an imposter would say. They're shape-shifting aliens. They could...
Though imposters can shapeshift, they do not appear to gain any unique abilities of creatures they impersonate. Okay. So, they don't exactly copy whoever they impersonate. Huh. I guess that's good to know in a way.
Be anyone or any mad scientist in a lab coat.
The imposter threatens the pack.
Roles: crewmate, engineer, noisemaker, scientist, engineer. Imposter, shapeshifter, shifts into other creatures. Phantom vanishes, becoming invisible. Ghost can affect the physical world. Guardian Angel defies death, protects others. Okay, so these are the roles the characters in this game play in. And so the crewmates have to try to figure out which one of them is the imposter, and whichever crewmate dies can be able to help, in a way, in the physical world to narrow down who the imposter is. Okay. So, seems that the roles here might be of some use for this type of battle.
And pushes them towards extinction by any means necessary. Anything from damaging lights to wrecking the ship's reactor.
Which can be tricky to fix in time, even though imposters are naturally skilled at crawling through the vents. The crewmates need special engineer training to do the same, so not all of them can
Very well.
All while the imposters conceal their motivations and infiltrate the herd. The others always know something isn't right, and the imposters use that paranoia to motivate their prey into ejecting each other into space, just for being kinda sus.
Okay.
Yeah, Wiz is the imposter.
He does seem to know an awful lot about these aliens. And just to put it out there, it isn't me.
Okay.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard him say sus?
No, what do you mean? Knowing a lot is literally my job.
Ear canals.
Ooh.
Fix your mic, dummy.
I agree with the metal bowling ball.
Well, I knew the sussy baka from the start.
Okay.
And again, just to be very clear, it isn't me.
Same here.
Oh, come on. Anyone can be the imposter, Boomstick. It's completely random.
Random starts with R and so does... Oh, I know who it is. It's always the red one.
Huh?
Wait, what? But it isn't me. It isn't me.
Oh, right. There's usually two imposters.
Dear God.
Imposters aren't just
okay
tricksters.
then.
They're also hunters. Bloodhounds tracking and assassinating crewmates when they least expect it.
They'll snap their necks, stab them with a knife, shoot them with a desert eagle, or use their frickin' claws to impale their faces. Oh, God. Right through the visor.
They may look like they're wearing spacesuits, but that's not a visor. That is their actual face. Examining their cross-section reveals their insides always match the color of their bodies, and that they are comprised of exactly one large bone, which must mean their ability to walk is entirely muscle-based. Their whole anatomy is one unsolvable mystery.
Ew! They've got human toes, buff arms for no reason, and can stretch like Mr. Fantastic? What are these freaky things?
No one knows. They don't even exist within the same realm of mortality as you or I. Even if one of them is killed or ejected into the lifeless void of space, they return as a ghost, invisible, incorporeal, unable to communicate with the living, but nonetheless still among us.
Even beyond death, they can plot the demise of other crew.
Or become guardian angels for the living by literally shielding them.
That's gotta be one tough shield, because remember that Desert Eagle they holster? Apparently, that thing also fires a laser that can rip apart whole planets. Good God! To split this planet apart like that would need over 10 million tons of TNT.
A number so incomprehensible you'd have to multiply 1 billion by 1 billion. Twice.
More than enough to annihilate Earth over 160 million times. Which seems like overkill for the, space vampires they were fighting.
Right.
Okay, then. Arsenal. A sharp tongue, gun, invisibility, knife, lasso, protective shields, shapeshifting, the Skeld, crossover equipment, banana bomb, magic pencil, ninja stars, energy drink, tank, teleporter, wizard hat. So the Among Us characters are able to hold these weapons so that the crewmates can protect themselves, and that so the imposter can use them to kill the crewmates. Not quite sure if it will help them with whoever they're going to be facing. But as I said, I'll keep an open mind since I haven't played either of these franchises.
with a variety of other universes. Fortnite, Vampire Survivors, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator, the classics.
Including this Henry Stickmin guy. Apparently he's a kleptomaniac with a surprisingly wide and wacky arsenal all the crew can have.
Desert Eagle-eyed crewmates will find Henry's weapons throughout the ship, like a banana bomb, a teleporter, a ninja star, and a magic pencil that can bring drawings to life.
These creepy Teletubbies can sketch whatever they want into existence, and they're suddenly everywhere I look now. Where's these little trash can people are freaking me out?
In a strange way, all of this makes...
Alright, feats. Completed a card swipe on the first try. That gun destroyed entire planets. Piloted the dropship at light speed. Listened to 36 hours of music in 2020. The reason you know what sus is, a McDonald's chicken nugget shaped like the crewmate sold for $99,997 US. My word. It seems that this particular game has received a die-hard cult following. Although I'm not sure how long it will last, but considering all the merchandise that it has, yeah, it seems that it's going to be a thing for quite a while.
Sense for this fascinating species. In the face of insurmountable odds, something inside tells them to band together no matter what, to use all the tools available and try to survive again and again. On a ship, on strange planets, anywhere they may be.
Okay, then.
Anything that may be going on in the world. They
gotcha.
Either face what's broken or face certain doom. But no matter what, they do it together.
Together. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay then. Alright, next up, Fall Guys.
To the bright, colorful world of the Blunderdome. Natural habitat to these lovable little beings known as the Fall Guys, who race each other through fun playgrounds with nothing but clear skies above.
These lively obstacle courses showcase their inherent skills and abilities. As if
gotcha.
Natural instinct, they hurtle over barriers together and pass through various tests of strength, agility, and mental fortitude.
Very well.
Impressive considering how elaborate these bounce house courses get. How do these weevils wobble through it?
With a shocking level of innate...
Background. Classification: alien being. Height 6 feet 183 centimeters. Height half of Mike Wazowski. Potentially voidsent. Stars in their own manga. Likes competition, costumes, The Crown. Dislikes obstacles, pushing, losing. Reportedly good friends with Among Us. Okay, so it has a few similarities to their opponent, and it has some differences as well, including their likes and dislikes. But it seems that this background isn't that impressive either, so there's not much to comment here. In any case, I suppose we'll have to see more of that to know them better.
Parkour mastery that otherwise hasn't been seen since 2006. But honestly, not many of the beans make it. And only one can be crowned the winner before everything starts all over again.
Which makes for some very friendly competition. Like survival of the fittest, but for a bunch of candy crevices. They'll grab, shove, and slam into each other to make it out on top. Or even roll up into a ball and launch across the course self-preservation.
Okay.
And over time, the beans have evolved to higher levels of, let's call it imagination. The engineer Digi invented a creative device so the beans could start making and designing new obstacles and challenges for themselves. As well as additional tools like wrecking balls, wind-up boxes for punching foes, and even translators that make their nonsensical language intelligible.
But even at their best, they're still just flinging themselves over these obstacles like a bunch of drunken lemmings.
This species seems to have a biological urge to navigate these courses for one singular purpose. Get that crown.
I mean,
oh boy.
If I could be king for a a day, I'd push you off a cliff right now.
Very funny. Get away from me.
Thanks to the Blunderdome game.
Oh, brother. Okay. Arsenal and abilities. Blast balls, creative device, fan block, punching block, resurrection, size alteration, power-ups, beanball, party crasher, rubber chicken, sneaky bean, crossover equipment, grappling hook, Hadouken, Pac-Man, power sword, proton pack, TARDIS, and more. So the characters from Fall Guys have very useful arsenals and abilities as well. And it seems that for the crossover equipment, they have franchises that differ from the ones that their opponents have crossed over into. So maybe these crossover equipments may counter their opponent's crossover equipments, but I have never actually played Fall Guys either, so I'm still neutral about how this will turn out.
And get wild. We've seen these goobers get smacked by giant mallets and fall into actual hot lava, but they always pop back up at the qualification stage later, completely unharmed. Somehow.
These remarkable creatures have demonstrated some dumbfounding durability, such as getting struck by meteors. That's a hit anywhere from 18 tons of TNT to 15 kilotons. But they still get right back up to Rube Goldberg themselves straight through another obstacle course.
On top of that, they were hit with the Big Bang and came out the other side completely fine. Whoa, wait, what? Did I just say the Big Bang? Why do we even mention the meteor? Who cares? Their suits are basically indestructible.
Boomstick, I hate to tell you this.
No,
those aren't really...
don't say it!
Those aren't actually suits. That's their skin.
Man, people were getting weird back in 2020. Didn't they have better things to do?
With only arms, legs, and eyes, there must be some genetic mechanism inside the beings that causes them to be self-sustaining. Though after some dissection, it's unclear. This is an official image, by the way.
I don't know what's more upsetting, that skeleton or the fact that these jelly beans are 6 friggin' feet tall.
Imagine bumping into this thing in a dark alleyway. No, thank you.
Freaky.
So, this means when you start the game, you're just flat out naked? Just swinging away, beans in the wind.
Strange such nakedness would be allowed, considering what's actually happening is the Fall Guys are contestants in a non-stop 24/7 game show, the Ultimate Knockout. Yeah, that's what's actually happening here. So what might be misconstrued as some sort of migration cycle is really a brutal, never-ending gauntlet that takes advantage of their tunnel vision.
So it's like the Truman Show mixed with Wipeout and Naked and Afraid. What happened to them being just colorful cartoon beans?
And they survive to keep playing the game.
Okay, feats. Ran through innumerable obstacle courses, stretched beyond the observable universe, lit up an entire constellation, survived lava, atmospheric re-entry, and the Big Bang, crossed over with dozens of other IPs, won 5 crowns in a row. Trust us, it's harder than it seems. So these are the feats that these Fall Guy characters have achieved. And, well, they do seem a bit more compelling than the Among Us characters' feats. Although, never underestimate characters that you don't know or barely know. So that's something that we should keep in the back of our minds.
No matter what. The game makers have said that when the beings fall to their death, they feel a moment of displacement, serenity, zen-like detachment from all worldly and physical bonds. They hop back onto the podium to celebrate their achievements. That's an official quote.
They've also said they're strong enough to rip someone in half and can stretch their bodies so far they pass beyond the observable universe.
Good Lord.
Twitter feeds.
Oh yeah! January 18th, 2022, 9:14 a.m. The Fall Guy stretched so far, he exited the universe as we know it. And he kept going.
Speaking of universes, the Fall Guys have seen dozens of guest stars from other stories and have learned from their culture. Like flying around in the TARDIS of Doctor Who.
Fall Guys have undergone many crossovers. This analysis only includes relevant abilities and equipment they have clearly shown they can use or interacted with for scaling purposes. Okay, so they're only going with the IPs that will be relevant in this particular battle, as well as using their abilities. Okay, got that.
Fame, wielding He-Man's power sword, launching Ryu's iconic Hadouken, or even just becoming Pac-Man. They just become Pac-Man. They're Pac-Man.
Wiz, I know we've seen some crazy things on the show, but these 6 feet tall jelly bean monsters eat food through their feet. What are we about to rot upon the world? Is this cute and colorful reality an endless void of darkness and despair? Revelations of disturbance too catastrophic for the human mind to process.
No need to think about it too hard.
On this blue marble surrounded by mouseless, dead-eyed fiends.
Pretty much.
Ah, cool, let's see them fight.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Let's get started. Crewmate, there are imposters among us. Okay. There they go. Oh. Oh boy. Everyone was ejected. Okay. There they go. Eliminated. Okay. This is so weird. Oh. Oh boy. Ouch. Oh? Ooh. Oh? Ooh. Man, this is intense. Oh. Oh? Ooh. Whoa. Oh boy. Whoa. There they go. Ooh. Oh boy. Ooh. Brutal. Okay.
Oh, when's the next episode? This is my new favorite show. Move over, chimp crazy.
We broke this down into 3 categories: offense, defense, and the bizarre. Let's start with offense.
Okay.
The bogus Among Us could blow up planets, not to mention moving faster than light to hit all those planets in one shot. It's kinda out there, but no Fall Guy has ever done anything like that. The crewmates clearly get the edge in offense.
Though
Okay.
that impressive power matters less when we look at defense.
It's crazy how much damage the Fall Guys can walk off. They survive anything they're forced.
Among Us crossed over with Fortnite but only appeared as back blings, which could not interact with the Big Bang event and can't directly scale. Okay, so they don't have any abilities from Fortnite, which they also crossed over with. Okay, so guess that's a point for Among Us.
Threw at 'em, took hits from meteors, and most importantly, survived the Big Bang. You know, the explosion that blew the whole frickin' universe into existence. It's the edge for the bumbling beans.
We can even go
Okay.
a step further. Both of these creatures have demonstrated various forms of invulnerability and death negation.
Right.
How the Fall Guys could always pop back up for another round, or how the crewmates became ghosts when they die. However, only the Fall
Very
Guys
well.
have a viable counter. Only the Fall Guys could ensure that their foe stays dead.
Pac-Man, they can become Pac-Man, who, you know, eats ghosts.
Brilliant.
Which
Okay.
leads us to the truly bizarre stuff about both of these beanie freaks.
They could both stretch their bodies to absurd lengths, but only the Fall Guys stretch beyond the observable universe in a matter of minutes. In fact, if we take these posting times literally...
Among Us once tweeted that they are as big as the universe, though it's still less impressive than the Fall Guys' Big Bang feat and their tweets in which they transcend the entire universe. Okay, so even their stretching isn't comparable to them surviving the Big Bang. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Really, that would mean the Fall Guys can stretch at speeds over a quadrillion times faster than light.
I don't know,
Ooh.
Wiz. That feels like a bit of a stretch. Wink.
The crewmates did have plenty of answers.
While Among Us did have access to some of Henry Stickmin's gadgets, the majority of them tend to backfire. Okay, so Henry Stickmin's gadgets weren't of help to the Among Us characters in that regard.
The Fall Guys' hijinks, like a magic pencil sword to fight off He-Man's power sword, or how they could potentially hack Digi's creation.
The imposter's sabotage ability could stop the creative device for a time, but sabotage was never made a device immediately irreparable. Guess their sabotage didn't help in this regard either.
But the overwhelming amount of stuff that the Fall Guys have access to just dwarfs the Among Us crews up.
Results: Among Us, positives, gun and other weapons, specialized skills, equals nonsensical biology. Negatives, prone to paranoia and betrayal, small bean. Fall Guys, positives, big bean, made of tougher stuff, actual Ghostbusters, equals terrifying biology. Negatives, tunnel vision. Okay. So Fall Guys have the higher advantages than Among Us, despite them being similar in many ways. So, seems that Fall Guys win out in this debate for here.
Arsenal, I mean, Hadoukens, TARDIS, just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, the spaceship crew had a few deadlier weapons among them, but the Fallen Guys had too many options that could not be countered.
The crewmates
Okay.
may have been cunning and dangerous, but the one-track-minded Fall Guys just wouldn't go down.
Making
Right.
sure the losers of this fight were no longer Among Us.
Oh no, we never found the second imposter!
Oh,
Damn it, I knew that stupid robot was sus.
So embarrassing.
the winner is Fall Guys.
The winner is the Fall Guys. And me.
Okay,
Next time on Death Battle.
next time. Ooh.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so that was Among Us versus Fall Guys, and the Fall Guys reigned victoriously. And the next death battle, Kratos versus Asura. Ooh, that's going to be a very intense death battle, especially considering with one of those franchises and how violent it is. So, yeah. Alright everyone, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.